Missiles and bombs fly on Ukraine day and night. The number of shells fired has already reached thousands. In Luhansk region, near the Russian border, invaders are cynically shelling civilians. Dozens of houses were set on fire last night in several cities: Severodonetsk, Rubizhne, and Lysychansk. There are dead and injured. Rescuers cannot help everyone because the shelling does not stop. In the north, the occupiers cannot seize Kharkiv, so the city is shelled every hour. More than 500 civilians were killed in the city since the beginning of the war. The so-called brotherly people do not forget about Kyiv neither. In one of the districts of the city, 2 high-rise buildings were damaged after the strike of the shell fragments. 2 people were injured, another 35 people were rescued from damaged apartments. More and more cases of people kidnapped by Russian occupiers are reported in Ukraine. Last night, the occupiers smashed Bucha city council building near Kyiv. They kidnapped 6 employees and volunteers and took them in an unknown direction. These people remained in the city on the front lines to help civilians evacuate. And in Berdyansk, Zaporizhia region, Russians abducted an activist who organized protests in support of Ukraine. Vitaly Shevchenko was taken away by the occupiers immediately after the rally. They kidnapped several other people with him. Several occupied Ukrainian cities were left without mayors. All city officials opposed the Russian occupation and were detained by the Russians. What we can't bomb or steal, we will damage. Under this unspoken slogan, the Russian occupiers began to mine Ukrainian fields before the field season, said the advisor to the head of Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs, Vadim Denisenko. Unfortunately, there is a huge threat to the agriculture in a number of regions. They place mines not only in industrial facilities, infrastructure objects, and cities, but also in the farmlands. Before retreat, Russians often chaotically mine territories. It will take more than a year to neutralize all the farewell gifts, and we will need the help of the Western partners, the minister's advisor predicts. The war continues, but life does not stop. Children are born, new Ukrainian families are created. The Ukrainian Ministry of Justice reports that 10,770 babies were born in the country since the beginning of the Russian aggression. Often, the children were born in extreme conditions. In some cases, doctors were not around and had to consult via online video calls. War is not an obstacle for love, neither. Ukrainian government even allowed marriages with servicemen without their presence during the war. A total of 10,690 couples have been married in the country since February the 24th.
Russia attacks not only physically. It has been waging an information war against the world and peace for a long time.
Зона свободной торговли с Европой – это прямая сдача страны, ее разорение.
В подгузниках 44 человека, небритых, пьяных, с теми же самыми шевронами.
Every day, millions of people listen to and read the outright lies of Russian journalists about Nazis in Ukraine, bloodthirsty Europe, and envious America.
Самый неэффективный альянс, который можно себе только представить.
Putin's propagandists stage fake news stories, defacing the main rule of journalism – honesty.
Это первая из нашей страны колонна с гуманитарной помощью мирному населению Украины.
Ребята, кому-то надо, пожрать от оккупантов.
Since the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the amount of Russian propaganda has grown to 90% worldwide. The aim of Kremlin mouthpieces is to spread panic, justify the war, and undermine the world's attitude to Ukraine.
Могут погибнуть мирные люди.
Сейчас в Херсонской области ряд населенных пунктов перешел под контроль очень вежливых людей.
The worst thing is that while the whole civilized world refuses to cooperate with Russia, Russian media are still broadcasting in Europe. The world must know the truth. It has only one interpretation. And Russian TV channels show the opposite.
Особый интерес вызвала детальная информация о реализации США на территории Украины проекта по изучению переноса патогенов дикими птицами.
Turn off Russian propaganda. Say no to fakes and war.